Introverts of Reddit, when was the most inconvenient time your social battery ran out? Get halfway through telling a story, realize it's longer than I remembered, and have to gruel through the rest of it. Middle of job interview. My wife and I had a couple who mildly annoys me over for dinner and a board game. Game ended around 10 p.m. I was at the drain point, was a perfect time for goodbyes, and then my wife went to the sitting room and started a whole new conversation with them. 20 minutes later, I faked being asleep to get them to leave. I have been at a few parties where I just suddenly didn't want to be there and had to leave. It's like a light switch is shut off in my head. I've walked home rather than wait for my ride to be ready to go. Man, my social battery is always drained by 9:30. I could be at a party and I'm over it by 9:30. One of my best friends graduated college, and the day after a group of us went out. About 30 minutes in, I was on 2%. Probably any of those times where my friend would say, "Hey man, we're gonna just be a few PPL playing Smash Bros or Mario Kart, gonna hit the bong, wanna chill?" And I'm like, "You sure sounds good." I get there. And legit 20 min in, friend is like, "Oh shit, you, there's that party tonight, let's hit the bar, then go the party," and I'm like, "You sounds good." But I'm secretly like, "No." We end up at some house party with like 50 plus people, and I turn into Michael Cera from Superbad. Why do I do this? The moment I walked into a party, my roommate had taken me along with him, and I knew no one there, so I pulled a Batman and vanished while he was looking away. My early 20s. I'm 30 now and still haven't found the charger. At work. I work as a cashier and this was 3 hours before my shift ended. In the middle of a conversation with my extrovert friend who dragged me to this party. Wouldn't stop bugging me about it. Guess I looked bummed. I was an orientation leader, basically a long week of showing freshmen around campus, and I crashed hard by Wednesday. Little did I know we were also expected to go out partying with the staff in the evenings, so our days would be 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. with the first years, then 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. with our staff. It was hell. 1 second after committing to any social event. Some friends asked me to dinner. It was kind of understood that it would be just the three of us. Go over to their house. Lots of people there. Somebody's birthday. No dinner. I went up to them and said, "I'm sorry, but I'm not staying. We can have dinner together another time. Bye." And walked out. Didn't care who thought I was the asshole. Don't pull that shit on me because you know better. At the family dinner right after my brother's funeral. At the funeral, I was able to be that person that received all the hugs and said hello to a ton of people I hadn't seen in years. I kept it together for the most part. However, I also have a really big and overly dramatic family, and by the end of it all I was ready to be alone. So I was happy sitting in my chair at the table while everyone else mingled among themselves. Edit. Sentence structure and a typo. I had broke up with a girlfriend and a very extroverted friend of mine asked me to hang out and party with him and some of his very extroverted friends. I said fuck it and went. It started out good, but by the third bar we jumped I was exhausted and ready to crash. Shitty thing was that we took my car and I couldn't leave without them. We ended up going to this high-end club in Chicago and they bought bottle service for like $500. They all got drunk as fuck and started urging me to get drunk, so I had to sip on water, pretending that it was vodka. I pretty much spent the night trying to avoid the hordes of drunk people raving to loud as fuck dance music while I had to manage my anxiety so I didn't completely melt down. Afterwards I dropped their asses off, went home, and completely shut myself out from the world for a week. My friend of 12 years from USA, I'm UK, came over. We met for the first time, and after 2 hours of us playing couch games like Overcooked I was pooped. I just wanted to play a single-player game. So I showed my friend my Oculus Rift. She loved it, played it for a good hour after I set it up. Meanwhile I leave the room quietly pretending I'm still in the room, and I go to the bathroom with my 3DS to play Bravely Second. To this day they never knew I abandoned them for an hour. I'm no longer dating her so I don't feel bad, but right in the middle of my ex's mom's birthday, where I was meeting her entire extended family. Her aunt got really drunk and passed out in the only bedroom I could have hid in, so I faked feeling suck and hid in the bathroom. I was bored, and that's how I found out her mom keeps all her sex toys in a basket above her bathroom towels. My job is retail, so generally my social battery is on all day, and when I go out with my girlfriend, it's hard to be in a social scene. I'm physically exhausted and I need the rest of the day just to re-energize. Every day. I miss going out. One of these days I'll figure it out. My BF's brother's grad party. I straight up looked dead by an hour in, and drinking is what gave me a second wind. Edit. Did not expect for my comment to blow up, holy shit and thanks. When my crush said hi you Lux 2006. The worst time was while house hunting. That was a problem because I really needed to find a house, and being exhausted, drained, so done with the whole situation was not a good mentality for trying to evaluate a potential home. I did find a good place, fee. A couple years into my marriage, when I had been busting my balls for years trying to make her think I was extroverted like her. We're still married, I think she kinda always knew. I've actually gotten pretty good at faking extroversion and being the center of attention and even the life of the party. But I will always 100% look for any excuse to get out of social events. Especially cause our kids are also extroverts and wanna go too, and I'm just here, all alone, recharging so hard. Not one time in general, but pretty much every Friday. That's usually the best day to hang out with one of my friends. For a while we worked together, so it made sense to just head over to his place after work. Every week, without fail, it would go like this. 1. Get to his house at 5 or 6. 2. It gets late for me. 9:30 or 10. 3. Yeah, I should probably start heading out. 4. Friend and his girlfriend. What? You've only been here a few hours. We're about to 5. Aw fuck, guess I'm staying another 2 hours. I'm on Reddit and I'm exhausted. Oh god. I was about to go inside of a gas station to get a pack of cigs. Felt confident enough. I get to the cash register and completely forgot how to speak. See, can I get a pop pack of Marlboro can? I get a pack of Marlboro Black Menthol 100s. She's looking at me like I'm a fucking weirdo and reluctantly asks for my ID. I pull it out and very slowly slide it on the counter while she has her hand out waiting to grab it. I was trying to conceal my nervous shaking, but made it so much more awkward. I wanted to say sorry, but I just left. I didn't buy cigarettes myself for 3 years after that. Most recent, it was in Ireland. My family were so excited to be in a different country and wanted to go check out various pubs. I had to leave them because I was so low on social energy. I was getting a very bad panic attack. I feel really bad, sorry guys. We never got to have trips like that, and we finally get this chance we may never repeat, and I had to leave. It really sucks. When my dad died 12 days ago. Apparently even warning people that I was going to be okay, but that I was going to check out for a while wasn't enough. RIP FB, VM, text and email inboxes. On the plus side, I've learned that I'm pretty loved. When I was hosting a party with my roommate, I went to my room, laid on my bed, and stared at the ceiling until 3/4 of the people left. This is decades ago. I had always been introverted, and my sister fixed me up with a friend of hers. We doubled to a Simon and Garfunkel concert. My date was really cute. The concert was great. But I don't think I said 2 words the whole evening. Next day sis calls and tells me I have to do something. I took her advice, got a recommendation for a shrink, and 10 years later I was out of the pits. Still was a bit shy but managed to function normally. Now when I tell people I used to be pathologically introverted, they don't believe me. About 2 hours into a 20-hour train ride to New York. Sucks being trapped in a metal box for so long with a bunch of people you don't know, some that are extra chatty because they are bored and want to make friends. Made me kind of wish I bit the bullet and flown instead, because it would a shorter trip, but flying gives me terrible anxiety. Around 2011. Dates. The middle of dates. During my wedding reception. My battery runs out 5 minutes into any boring conversation. In the middle of a party that I'm actually enjoying. When I'm out with friends and someone I don't know much comes and joins us. My social battery is constantly out, it's exhausting, especially in school. My cousin's wedding. We were about an hour in and all I wanted to do was be in my bed with a book. My wedding day, about 6 hours before it was supposed to start.